Hello, good evening, and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. How's everyone tonight? Hope you're all well. Good evening, Roger. You say you're listening. Are you driving? Are we going to be doing this like a podcast, I guess? All right, so this week we have been taking a look at the cinematic action role-playing game Outgunned from Two Little Mice. And we're concluding a week of coverage because we will be finishing off tonight with Outgunned Action Flicks, a collection of mini expansions and cinematic settings that you can use within the Outgunned system. As it describes, this is a video store of 10 mini expansions, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun looking through this book this evening. My thanks, of course, to Two Little Mice and to Free League Publishing, who provided the copies of the game for us to take a look at this evening. You can, in fact, purchase Outgunned and its expansion and supplement, and also the GM screen from the Free League website. There is a web link in the video description. Go and give that a click and take a look. So our thanks to both of them for providing the games. Right, let's turn to the table and jump on in. Okay, so then, as you know, we took a look at the core rules on Monday night, which was a lot of fun. On Wednesday, we took a look at the first supplement, World of Killers. So for fans of John Wick, Leon, Hitman, Assassin's Creed, this is the type of supplement you might want to have so that you can play those kind of movies and video games with using the Outgunned system. Tonight, it is Friday, it is movie night, so we are going to take a look at Action Flicks, a collection of mini expansions and cinematic settings for Outgunned. Let's take a look at the back here. Action Flicks is a video store of mini expansions for Outgunned, the cinematic role-playing game. It's a collection of ideas, mechanics, tips and tools to get straight into the action in ever-changing and surprising contexts. Have you always dreamed of bringing some magic to your Outgunned games? Or maybe of playing as an alien or a superhero? Have you been wanting to jump into the action in the retro future with your cyberware, or to leave for deep space with your spaceship? Do you long to gain the dark powers of a vampire or werewolf, or to dedicate some time to ghost hunting? Thanks to Action Flicks, you'll be able to do all of this and much more. All right. There's a few teases there, because of course anything that this says, we've got to put it into a movie context and think of what kind of film are they trying to let you experience. And that has been the great thing about these Outgunned, the supplement and the game itself, is that it unashamedly leans into all of the famous movies that we really love. We're often sort of saying, if only I could play this kind of character from this kind of movie. This is the game that allows you to do that, and do not feel ashamed by doing so. Absolutely lean into it. So that's what the essence of this book is, and it's a lot of fun. As I have mentioned on previous shows, the quality of the book is incredibly high. It has a soft touch finish to it. It has a ribboned bookmark. The graphic design within is very clean. It's very readable. There is lovely artwork to be found within its pages. I like all of the additional help that is along the margin edges here, which is very useful. I'm just going to check, see if there is an end mission. Not in this particular one, but we do have, of course, all of the character sheets. I'm giving away a few little spoilers there. So we got a variety of character sheets, and of course you'll get these as a PDF when you purchase from Free League. And I always like, at the back there is a filmography, so lots of inspiration, and maybe just a great movie checklist. Have you watched these movies? There are so many referenced in this book. Yeah, 3 pages worth. All right, let's jump on in to action flicks. So, getting started for our time at the movies, we have our contents, and of course everything in the book is spoken about in a generic kind of way. We don't want to get any lawyers involved, but but of course we know exactly what movies they are referring to. So, what do we have here? It's basically just summarizing what we read on the back. So, in each of the action flicks, what we will find is an introduction to the specific subgenre and its core themes, some prompts for your missions, new roles and tropes, new enemies and enemy feats, new dedicated mechanics, a dedicated hero sheet, and a hero ready for action. Alright, that's pretty good. We've got 10 action flicks to get us started. I'm going to read these out and then let you guys in the chat see if you can try and work out what movie they might be referencing from these titles. Let's see if you can think ahead on this. So we've got Star Raiders, Rising Dragon, Cloak and Dagger, Great Powers, Weirder Things, A Kind of Magic, Killing Aliens, Ghost Hunters, Midnight Wars, and Neon Noir. And then at the back of the book there is Everything at Once, which is an extra module. And that is quite relevant to some of the movies that have been out recently. Oh, we get a warning. So, action flicks were designed to be played one at a time in combination with the Outgunned core rulebook. Mix action flicks at your own peril. If you mix too many action flicks, you run the risk of collapsing reality, but we agree it's also crazy fun. Like it. So, here we go. We got Star Raiders. Look at this art. This is great. Any guesses what Star Raiders might be about, Roger? I guess, of course, you can't see the visuals here. We've got an orange-haired girl brandishing some kind of blaster. She's in what kind of looks like futuristic combat fatigues, maybe? Each of these flicks follows a similar format, so once you've gone through one, then you pretty much know what you're expecting for the subsequent ones. Of course, it is unique to its actual sort of genre it is presenting, and it does deviate slightly with the different mechanics it might offer, but in essence, they follow the same format. And of course, I always like how in these Outgunned books that they detail exactly what you're going to find within each. I found that really useful. So in this flick, you will find new laser weapons, 4 new hero feats, 1 new role, the Star Raider, 3 new tropes, 1 new tag, which is alien feats, a new type of ride, the Starship, a new special action for your chases, and a hero, Babiyod, a young alien nobody. Okay. And as it says, grab your laser rifle and get ready for takeoff. The sky is no longer the limit. And each of them do have a nice little bit of descriptive text just to try and get you into the idea of what this particular movie is. Of course, we have our action homework, a list of movies that might be inspiration for this Star Raiders genre. No prizes for guessing the Star Wars saga. Then Guardians of the Galaxy, The Fifth Element, Firefly, the Star Trek saga, Battlestar Galactica, Total Recall, The Mandalorian, Final Space, John Carter, Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Okay, so basically we're taking our movies to the stars, aren't we? We're having slightly action, space operas. I think that's probably the description, isn't it? All right. So what do we have? We have core themes. So Star Raiders is designed to take you on adventures that deal with exploration and discovery, the value of freedom, and the need to cooperate with different cultures in order to fight evil. So, infinite number of aliens in the galaxy. Some of them look like humans with pointed ears, others have several tentacles, and others are still are floating clouds of gas that communicate by altering the levels of humidity in the air. So this pretty much gives us creative freedom now to create our own sci-fi adventures using the Outgunned system. We have some missions that it is suggesting. Here we go. Star Rebellion. A tyrannical empire has brought the whole galaxy to its knees. Their dominion grows every day as they conquer planet after planet. The only right thing to do is to join the rebellion and fight for freedom. Yeah, that's an easy one. Oh, okay, here's one. You're one of the idiots who live in this galaxy. The whole universe is about to get overturned or disintegrated by an evil creature. Usually you don't really like to play hero, but this leaves you no choice. If you don't roll up your sleeves and do something, there'll be no tomorrow. I wonder what movie that one is. So we got a few missions that we potentially can build into greater stories. We got some new rules. What do we have? We've got essentially a laser gun. Gotta have lasers in space. Pew pew pew. So we got laser pistols, rifles, a laser crossbow. We got the ship droid. And a laser blade. You never know when you might need a laser blade. Details on alien species. Star pilots and galactic credits. And so we do then have our hero feats. Something that is unique to this particular genre. So alien diplomacy. Hyperlight evasion. That's an interesting one. So if at the end of a reaction turn during a chase none of the heroes has failed their role, you can jump to hyperlight on the spot. Maybe this is if you're a Han Solo type of character. And then shoot first. Did Han shoot first? You can shoot at a distracted or unprepared target. You have +2 to the roll. That's cool. And then Star Pilot. Gain a free reroll when piloting, repairing, or evaluating starships of any size. So those feats kind of lean into a sort of Han Solo, or maybe what's his name? Malcolm Reynolds type of character. What else do we have here? We got hero feats. We got logical thinker. I've forgotten. Oh, hang on. It's tropes, isn't it? There we go. Want to get my terminology correct. Logical thinker. So that's definitely a Spock. Lonely stranger. Lovable scoundrel. There's Han Solo for you. So we just got 3 additional ones there. But yes, so actually, we've got Han Solo, we've got Spock. Lonely stranger. The dusty cloak billowing behind you speaks of the many adventures you're never going to share. Who's a lonely stranger in popular sci-fi? That's one to think about, isn't it? I like looking through these and trying to work out what movies were they thinking of. So this is then a hero already created, the Star Raider. A Star Raider might be a smuggler, a pirate, captain. And it is pointing out to us classic Star Raiders, Han Solo in Star Wars, Peter Quill in Guardians of the Galaxy, Malcolm Reynolds in Firefly, Captain James T. Kirk in Star Trek. Ooh, that's a bit of a push. I can't see Kirk being a Star Raider. He's not a scoundrel, is he? Everybody else is kind of scoundrels. And even next, Kara Starbuck Thrace from Battlestar Galactica. I could put her alongside Han Solo more than I could Captain Kirk. Yes, interesting. What about you guys? What do you think? Do you think Captain Kirk would be a Star Raider? Put it in the chat. Alien heroes. Yes. Essentially the same creature, but with orange skin, not green. So, if you want to get into the action as an alien hero, choose the alien tag. So, alien feats. You could be amphibian. You could be a big guy. You could be a brainiac or a little guy. And you could be a shapeshifter. You could be a synth. So you could be artificial. You could be an android. And then, of course, starships. So as opposed to having bikes or cars or helicopters, we now have starships. Of course, given the nature of this type of game, it's not going to go into massive amounts of detail. So one starship, you know, other than changing some of the values, is as good as another. It's up to, I suppose, the heroes and the director to sort of thrash out what kind of starships these are. This is to just, you know, have fun. And maybe you make a sort of goofball kind of sci-fi adventure. Oh, gosh. This would be perfect for doing the likes of the Orville. There you go. Because the Orville wasn't massively technical as far as its sort of starship element. They essentially had the same ship duplicated. I think this actually would work quite well with the Orville. That's an interesting idea. And as promised, we have a blank character sheet and we have a hero sheet. Again, you will get these as a PDF. All right, moving on because we've... time will go real quick. Rising Dragon. Again, beautiful artwork. Really, really nice design. In fact, this particular book, I think it captures the designs even better than the previous two books. I love this little bit of design here of this is the sort of the paper cardboard cover of the video slipcase. We got a good old-fashioned VHS tape here. I think that's great. So, The Way of the Dragon. Rising Dragon is a wushu action flick that allows you to unleash the full power of martial arts and face off against fierce enemies in fascinating and ancient era. You can travel through historical and mythical China to train your spirit and finally bring justice to the Middle Kingdom. Now, we've looked at a wushu role-playing game last year, but of course, this is now looking at it from whereas that was more historical, even though it was historical and mythological, wasn't it? This is looking at the genre through the movie sort of lens. And so what we're looking at here, some awesome movies. Crouch Hidden Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Hero, is it Ip Man Saga? Drunken Master, Reign of Assassins, House of Flying Daggers, Kung Fu Hustle, Enter the Dragon, Sword of Destiny, Shaolin Soccer, Fearless. Yeah, awesome. Again, detailing what we're going to find within this particular flick. So we have our core themes, we have a couple of suggestions for missions. Let's just pick one. Someone is about to do something terrible, and you are the only one who can stop them before it's too late. Perhaps an injustice has already happened, and you're determined to find a solution. You do not care about the consequences. Justice must be served at all costs. Oh, hang on. Now I'm going to do another one, because I was just thinking about it. Defend the weak. A small village is repeatedly vexed by a gang of outlaws, or by the ruthless servants of an evil lord. The destiny of those innocent people is in your hands, but you only have a short time to organize their defenses. Again, no prizes for guessing the movie. That'd be a lot of fun. I mean, is there an element of you could play the game and do a video night before or after? Would watching a movie before help during the course of your play, or would you watch the movie after as a kind of I don't know, kind of post-game reward? You know, a couple of beers to we played it one way. Here's the movie. I guess most people have seen a lot of these movies anyway and already have a good idea. And of course, you could grab hold of the soundtrack and have that playing in the background. New rules. Everybody was kung fu fighting. I shouldn't sing it. Don't sing it. New gear. Iron rings. Jade amulet. Chang gun staff. The power of, is that ki? The vital energy that courses through each of us. It's the inner force that moves everything in the world. It can only be channeled by those who have reached a higher awareness or true inner peace. What do we have? Hero feat, ancient martial style. You practice an ancient lethal fighting style. Choose one of 10 fighting styles. Bear style, butterfly. Now. Here we go. Martial styles. Oh, well, let's just take a look at monkey style. You keep your enemies at bay by masterfully whirling your Chang gun. Gain a free reroll when fighting with a Chang gun, which is a quarterstaff. Monkey Vault, quick action. You jump on top of your perfectly vertical quarterstaff. The enemies cannot attack you in melee during the next reaction turn. Yes, of course. Whenever we see... oh, gosh, what's his name? Is it Sun Kong? Which is the Monkey King. Hopefully I'm getting that correct. But he's always got a staff, and I'm going to take it that that's what it's called. Awesome. I like this. This is really cool. And again, because of the nature of the Outgunned system, this is fast and furious. Hey, no pun intended. And just lean into the action. It's all about going from one action scene to another. Great. Don't necessarily have to get bogged down massively with a lot of details. So I like that. Again, we have our character sheet, unique for this particular action flick, and a hero sheet already completed. Which, of course, as we've spoken about numerous times, this is really helpful for when you're creating your own characters, to be able to reference an example. So I appreciate that. Cloak and Dagger. We have a bit of a swashbuckler here who has an air of a musketeer about them. Or maybe a pirate. Let's see what it's about. Cloak and Dagger is a swashbuckling action flick that allows you to go on adventures in a distant and romantic age. You can play the part of a fearless adventurer, cross blades with fierce foes in duels to the last blood, and fight through the alleys of Renaissance cities or over the yardarm of your Corvette. So yes, pirates, or maybe it is the Princess Bride. That might be one. Let's see what we get. The Pirates of the Caribbean Saga, The Three Musketeers, The Princess Bride, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Completely different movies. Zorro, Mask of Zorro. Okay, that's cool. So, Cloak and Dagger is designed to take you on adventures that deal with romantic heroes going on great quests for honor and love, or fighting shoulder to shoulder with your friends to change the world. So, hunting for treasure. There's treasure hidden somewhere, and you are determined to get your hands on it. Your mission will be to bring you to unexplored lands, searching for clue after clue on your way to the Big Red X. I like this. This is really, really cool. Oh, here we go. When are we? So, recommendations. The late 1100s with famous British hero Robin Hood. The 1500s of the Italian Renaissance. So, is there an element of being able to bring in some of this along with what we saw in World of Killers, so we can enhance our Assassin's Creed role-playing game? Some of this might be valid. There's no reason why we can't sort of cobble some rules together here. The early 1600s, as seen in the background of Dumas's Musketeers, are the 1700s for the golden age of piracy in the Caribbean. The new rules: sword in hand. We have new gear: muzzle loading pistol, a musket, a crossbow, longbow, light armor, a rapier. Again, nice little pieces of artwork here. So, romantic heroes. Was it Will Turner? On guard, sword fighter, panache, and a rider. I dare say, yeah, you could probably take all of these, so long as you're following the core rules of creating your character. There's no reason why you couldn't grab various elements. So again, giving us some classic swashbucklers in movies. We do have Jack Sparrow. Oh gosh, who do we have there? D'Artagnan, of course, of Three Musketeers. Dread Pirate Roberts in The Princess Bride. But what about the guy he fights? The Spaniard. He's really funny. I like him. Can't remember his character name now. We have the duel. So we've got rules on how to do duels. Challenger feats. And again, character sheets and hero. I'm moving on quickly. Great powers. And this is a little bit timely, isn't it? Given that they just released a trailer for the upcoming Daredevil TV series. Yeah, there's a hint of Daredevil in that armor here, because of course Great Powers is a superhero action flick that allows you to play the part of a neighborhood superhero and to team up with others like you to fight against super criminals and their plans to rule the world. I don't think I need to go through this list of superhero movies. If you've not been at the cinema for the past 20 years, you'll have seen all of these for sure. So, core themes: the mask. I guess you've got to have your secret identity and your responsibility. with great powers, ideas of missions. But of course, there's just so much material, isn't there, as far as taking any mission from any comic book, any storyline that you've wanted to do and do differently. That's cool. I like this. It's a very like the Canadian superhero with the black and yellow costume. Oh gosh. What do we have? A bespectacled reporter, a billionaire philanthropist, a butler of all trades. Oh, we talked about butlers before, didn't we? Chatty mercenary, a dark knight. So, super feats, elemental powers, flight, gadgets, lasers, mind powers, ruler of the sea, super speed, super strength. This is cool. I like it. We got some details on enemies. And then our character sheets. Weirder Things. So, Weirder Things is a teen drama action flick that allows you to go on adventures in a little suburban town where nothing ever happens, except for a long string of unexplainable mysteries only a little hero like you can solve. So this is your kids on bikes situation, isn't it? Or maybe it might lean into a little bit of oh gosh, we could do a sort of Tales from the Loop type style, but movie-wise, it's everything you'd expect. The Goonies, Home Alone, Matilda, Neverending Story, Karate Kid, Hocus Pocus. I would have put, E.T. might have gone on in there. But is that, and I suppose the recent Skeleton Crew. Oh, that's interesting. Taking elements from Weirder Things and elements from Star Raiders, and you could play the Skeleton Crew TV series. So it did say, it had a bit of a warning, don't mix, but hey, you could mix maybe one or two, just saying. But yeah, this is cool. So, and again, being able to call back to the 80s, but it says you can set your adventures in Weirder Things in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, even in the early 2000s. This is a really important choice as it will shape the world around you, and obviously the favourite songs of your heroes. That's cool. I like it. What type of character? Do we have any characters? It has yes, we got Daniel LaRusso as Karate Kid, Mikey Walsh in The Goonies, and Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. But, and I can't say his last name, which is going to be really annoying here. Dave Lizweski in Kick-Ass? I suppose as the loser type of character, maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Kid losers. Okay. Skates and bicycles. Because, of course, yes, there's no driving cars at this age. A kind of magic. Again, no prizes for the inspiration here. So this allows you to bring some magic into your adventures. You can play the role of a real sorcerer or of a young apprentice taking their first steps into the magical world to fight against evil wizards and forbidden spells. So we got those who wield great power can do whatever they please. They never have to answer to anyone with absolute power. Or it's a coming of age. Are you a wizard? Flying cars and broomsticks. Again, this is really cool. So yes, they've got the apprentice, who's very Harry-like. But we have Percy Jackson, of course. And Sabrina. And Willow from Buffy. And then we have details on magic. This is really good. I mean, given how much this book is going into on each of these different genres of movies, it's enough to get you started and to give you the elements you need to play a lighter version of what we might have seen some of these elements in other games where they go into so much detail. I think this is really good. Killing aliens. So we're going back to sci-fi, but a different type of sci-fi, something that's a little bit more terrifying. Predator, Starship Troopers, Pitch Black, The Thing. Live, Die, Repeat, Edge Tomorrow? Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, there's lots of aliens in that, isn't there? So, the obvious one here is to fight against the alien, or maybe the Predator. And indeed, here we go. Predator aliens. So, yeah, that's cool. Like it. These are super tough. Acid blood. Optical camo. Targeting. Out of the walls. We're in the walls, man. They're everywhere. And then we got some on-demand aliens. Xeno Queen. This is cool. That's good, good, good. Did it actually have a... Just want to see what type of weapons. Was there new weapons? No, no new weapons on this one. So I suppose you could use the laser weapons from the Star Raider. In fact, here we go. Let's take a look and see what weapon. Oh. They've not given a weapon on this. But this character's got a portable computer, a notebook, and a pencil. I am not sure. Oh, okay. Here we go. So this particular character is Ellen Clark. The role is the brain. So the brain was one of the scientist characters in the core rules. So they're definitely going by the average, ordinary person character in a extraordinary circumstances. Because the trope is scarred survivor. They're the engineering tech. They suffer from claustrophobia. That's not going to be good on this freighter. So yes, scientist engineer. Know your enemy. That's cool. Okay, so maybe to start off with, some characters don't have weapons. Whereas this character certainly does. So this is Ghost Hunters. Who you gonna call? Ghost Hunters is a phantasmagorical action flick. That took a while. That allows you to live chilling adventures. You can play as a hero who hunts obnoxious ghosts, trying their best to be taken seriously by a city that's too busy laughing in your face. This has the potential of making a good sequel to Ghostbusters. But what other... So, Ghostbusters, Haunted Mansion, R.I.P.D., Beetlejuice, Casper. Yeah, good stuff. New Gear. The ghost proof is good and can hit ghosts as if they were corporeal creatures. And the stream. Never cross the streams. And of course, yes, we've got a variety of different ghosts. Very good, Beetlejuice. Do the designers have a default here that if a character was green in the movies, we'll do it orange? But we've got a variety of different special actions. Mockery, regurgitate. Better out than in. Oh, I'm not sure I want to know about that one. Midnight Wars. So this has got to be... Yes, Midnight Wars is a supernatural action flick that plunges you in the middle of a conflict that has been raging for a millennia. The war between humans and the monstrous creatures who live in the night. You can play as a role of a mysterious vampire, or a savage werewolf, or a slayer fighting to protect humanity. So, of course, Blade is definitely the one that the artwork is hinting at. But, of course, we've got Van Helsing, we've got Hellboy, we've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Underworld series. So that's cool. Anti-vampire, anti-werewolf, Silver Blade, Silver Bullets. Having occult knowledge, maybe we could have John Constantine. I suppose he's not particularly a guns and swords type of character, is he? Ah, but we could have him by including some of the magical elements from the Harry Potter tape. So yeah, we can see again. This is what I like about it. I feel that if you want it to work, make it work. Don't worry too much about it, you know. And I think that's really good. So here we go. Classic Slayers. Oh, of course. Dean Winchester in Supernatural. And right after that, John Constantine in Constantine. So, yeah, you can do it. Details about vampires and werewolves. Neon Noir. Neon Noir is a cyberpunk action flick that allows you to play as a detective dealing with the problems of a dangerous dystopian future where cyberware grafts are an everyday occurrence and there's only a fine line that separates humans and machines. So, Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, iRobot, Terminator 2, Dread, RoboCop, Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon, great first season. Slightly not as good second season. Yeah. So what's interesting is there's a number of the games here that, of course, Free League make the official role-playing game of. These are the quick action versions of them, though. Of course, Free League do the Blade Runner RPG. They also do the Alien RPG. Rick Deckard in Blade Runner. And Officer K in Blade Runner 2099. Cyberware, that's cool. So, again, you could lean into some of the video games on this. Is it Deus Ex? You could play that. Right, and then finally, this is the last of the flicks. Everything at Once. I guess it depends when this was written, because wasn't there a movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, with is it Michelle Yeoh? Everything Everywhere All at Once. There we go. You see, I should just wait until I turn the page. So Thanks to everything at once, you can play the role of a hero catapulted into a universe that is not their own and learn how to harness multiversal energy in order to travel across realities. Okay then. So this is your multiverse for you. This is really, really cool. So basically, yeah, you can create a character and then move across all of the different genres that we've just gone through tonight. Master of the Multiverse. That is quite cool. So you have many names: Travelers, Time Masters, Supreme Spellcasters, Masters of the Multiverse. And I like this multiverse roulette. So this is really good. We do have some anomalies that we might encounter. Because of course we can't make it perfectly safe. Definitely not a safe venture. I think what I'd probably want to do is I'd want to play some of the previous genres first, get a little bit of an idea and a flavour, and then, maybe what you could do as a director is play 3 or 4 of the previous ones, new characters each time, but have little story hooks that then you link together, and so you make your own sort of cinematic multiverse. Yeah, that could be quite good fun. That could be fun. So there we go. That basically is the book. We get to the end, and again, we have the filmography that we've kind of touched upon as we've gone through. Needless to say, I really enjoy this. I think it's great. It has so much potential. It's a lot of fun. What I've really enjoyed about Outgunned is that the system is very easy to learn how to play and to implement. It is action orientated. It's fast. It's not a case of playing a game where you've got a lot bogged down with lots of rules that you need to remember. You're not always looking at your sheet trying to work out, okay, there's a problem I'm going to try and solve, and I'm going to use this skill and that skill, and having to spend time working all out. It is grab those dice together from the attribute and a skill you're going to use. You're trying to get multiples of the same value or the same symbol if you've got the special dice. And away you go. And that gambling sort of element to it with the free reroll. And then your feats allow you to have additional free rerolls. That's really, really good. I really enjoy it. And this book opens up all the different kinds of movies that you could think of. And I believe that there is an Action Flicks 2. So there's another book with more movies to go on in. But this might even just inspire you that if a movie that you like is not mentioned, then maybe this would give you enough inspiration to go, okay, I think I know how I might create it myself and be able to allow your players to play that kind of film. So overall, I've really, really enjoyed looking through Outgunned. I felt it was a fantastic system. It captures the spirit of the movies so well. And I think that these 3 books are worthy additions to the RPG library. And I'm looking forward to playing the game very, very soon. I hope also that what we'll do on the channel in maybe, in a month or so time is we'll create a character. We'll work out what kind of movie we want to be in, and then we'll create an appropriate character for that and maybe take elements from each of these books. So there we go. Now then, next week we are going to have just one show on Monday night. We will be actually playing a live game all about bears up in, I believe it's Alaska. So that's going to be different. 2-player game with bears. So hopefully you can join me for that. That's going to be Monday night from 7 o'clock. But until then, have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.